So I'll get going. So I'll start by saying hello and welcome. If you don't know me, I'm Denise Wiseman. Excuse me. And I'm here with Dawn Ellison and Jennifer Beach with the core team for HRC. And together we'll be facilitating the event today. And we're really glad you're here, hopeful that a few others might show up. This is our quarterly 90-minute gathering. Dawn and I'll share an overview of what's transpired this first quarter. And can you believe we're already in quarter two of 2025? It's gone just way too fast. And a large part of our time, we're hoping, will be in small group discussion. So we have two questions that we want to bring to you, our community, and ask for your insights. Your input isn't just welcome, it's truly essential. You are guiding what HRC will become. And so before I dive in, I just want a quick framing for why we're here. This is a moment for us to reflect on this past quarter, on what we've built thus far, and then where we're headed. This community has grown because of your input, your connections, your engagement. And today we get to pause and take stock of that, identify what's working, what's emerging, what's next needed, what do we need to shift. So it's really evaluating and planning forward together. This is not a presentation. This is a conversation. So we have no slides for you. We're here to share some, but to really listen, learn, and co-create with you. And so I do encourage you, if you can, to turn your cameras on and resist the temptation to catch up on email. I know that I'm often multitasking on calls that I'm not leading. We really want to be engaged with you on this if we can. And so we're excited for this time together with you. Hi, Iris. And so, Dawn, I'll hand it over to you for some of the beginning highlights of Q1.
All right. Thanks, Denise. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dawn Ellison. And of course, in our first quarter, we had a quarterly update event in January. And then we had several public monthly events. In February, we hosted Reimagining Long-Term Care, a powerful conversation with activists in this space. They exposed the systematic failures in elder care and shared actionable paths towards reform. The event highlighted ROAR, a movement which stands for Respect, Oversight, Advocacy, and Reform, and invited participants to join the fight for dignity, safety, and accountability in long-term care. It was an amazing event. Coming soon, ROAR will have a dedicated space on our digital platform, so you'll get to engage with them on a regular basis. In March, we explored the power of compassion as a system-shaping force in healthcare with leaders Heather Bissler, Hanta Vahidi, and Melissa Siegel. The conversation offered practical models, inspiring stories, and a clear call to embed compassion into leadership, into metrics, and into daily work of care, reminding us that transformation begins with truly seeing one another. The March Compassion in Healthcare event had over 400 people registered. So we're continuing to offer events that give both current members and those curious about who we are a chance to come together. We will share what is ahead in quarter two in a few minutes. Events like these are helping us grow a truly engaged and value-aligned community. Denise, I'll let you talk about the mapping events.
Thank you, Dawn. We also hosted 3 mapping events. Now, I say that I hesitate because the first one was December, so that wasn't technically Q1. But we did host 2 additional mapping events in Q1. And the purpose of these events, when I say mapping, this is the developing impact network map that we're creating. And so these events brings the network members together to explore and help us co-develop that tool and then deepen their engagement with using that map. We're helping them to learn how to use it, to see and demonstrate the valuable insights we're gaining from it. And then, of course, those who join us at those events help to shape what that tool will evolve to be. This map is a member benefit. So our network members are within that map and are able to see each other. During our last map event, Rosanna Galinda had shown up for a second time, and she shared some thoughtful insights about what she gained from participating. So I'll drop a link to her. We recorded that and she let us share it as a video. So I'll drop that link so you can get a little bit of it's like a testimonial of the value of the map, but also the value of attending those events, even if you've come once before. So I'll drop that in. We've got one more person in the waiting room. I'm letting them in, and I'll hand it back to you, Dawn, while I go to the chat.
Sure. Thanks. So another member benefit is Shine a Light. And Shine a Light is one of our favorite events. Every month, we highlight a few of our most active entrepreneurial ruckus makers. So far, we've featured 8 ruckus makers. These events give them a chance to share what they're working on, ask for support, and offer what they can to the community. We record these and create a clip that featured members can then share freely. Today, we're joined by Wael, one of our first Shine a Light guests, to share what this experience was like for him. Wael, can you share what this was like for you and what came of it for you?
Of course, thank you. And thanks for the invite. And thanks for featuring the work in that session. My name is Wael Saasouh. By day, I'm an anesthesiologist. I'm based out of Michigan, but I'm also trying my hand at entrepreneurship and business and innovation in the healthcare field. And to that end, I created a registry called it CAPER, which stands for the Clinician and Patient Experience Registry. And the aim is to gather insights and perspective from patients and from clinicians on processes that happen around healthcare and around medicine as they directly relate to medical care, not administrative tasks. And I come from a research background, and naturally, work like this, survey-based work like this, is not the most popular because it's fraught with limitations. So this is a bit of a twist on the traditional survey technology, where we don't target people via email. We just send out surveys on national scales and international scales. So it's a very fresh idea, and we just basically soft launched at the Shine a Light event. So that was a major advantage for me to be there. The other advantage was I could connect with people who cared about the concept itself, because people knew what the event was about beforehand. And those who were in there were more of an interested group in either what I had to offer or what my co-speakers had to offer. So you get to talk to people who may have a very vital input to what you're doing. And then when it came down to the part where I could offer them things, those things that I'm offering were relevant to most of the people in the audience. And then you get to ask what you want or what would help you succeed in whatever endeavor you're discussing. And that's very valuable, and that you don't get that very frequently without sounding too like you're marketing. So this was more of a conversation where here's my idea, here's my thought, here's where I'm headed, and I welcome all input. And it ended up pretty impactful, because I had several conversations afterwards with several of the members who were present. And then obviously it's a social network structure. So connections through one person might open up connections with other people who weren't even close to the event at the time. And it's still a work in progress. I'm still building on that. So, but at least I appreciated the opportunity to be able to discuss the work and gain some insight on what was the first impression for the audience members at the time, and then hopefully build on that and advance it in a meaningful way.
Great, thanks, Wael. So to others, we are looking for more people to shine a light on, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but keep it in mind. It's a valuable experience, and we certainly, this is what we're here for, right? We're here to find you all and connect you and shine a light and support you in the ways that we can. So thanks, Wael. All right. So now we want to hear from you. And because we have a small group, I think we'll just ask you to raise your hand and let us know that you have something to say. So if you've attended one or more of the HRC events this year, what did you find most of value? Or, did you make some important connections? We'd just like to hear from you and take a break from the talking too. Judy.
Yeah. I just want to say I joined in January, and I just want to say that I have met many amazing people and have chatted separately with 6 or 7 of them, and have just shared a lot of ideas, and it's made my life more rich.
Thanks, Judy.
Indy.
Yeah, I'll say that just to echo what Judy said, it's probably the people that I've met. It is always warms my heart to hear the amazing things people are doing and their passion for making things better. I'm going to even go as far as saying friends as well as colleagues. Like, I don't know. I know Denise knows because I'll periodically go, I just made another friend. But oftentimes the people that we meet in the big session become, colleagues and resources on the side. Like, I'm not 100% sure if you just realize how much those connections happen on the outside. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many people I've had private conversations with, not as a part of the group, but because of the group. So I think that's probably been the most meaningful thing. It's always just encouraging for me and reinvigorating every time I hear one of the speakers speak about what they're doing. And that makes me go, yes, okay, there really is hope for the future in healthcare, because there's great people that are much younger than I am that are this passionate. So and then, just even spin-off groups that have come off of this that are doing other things. Like, I'm involved in the group that's looking at burnout. And so, because I came to a meeting that you guys had, and the next thing I knew, I was in this group. So anyhow, the work you do is well beyond the actual session.
It's those ripples, right?
Yeah.
The biggest challenge, I think, is trying to, to keep track of those ripples. We have no idea. And so it's good to hear. Thank you, Mindy. That means a lot.
Is that group that you're with, is that Kim Downey's group that she?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
And you had that session that day that we picked what we wanted to talk about. And then Kim took it the next step and immediately wrote us and said, so who wants to continue this conversation?
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Good for her.
She's a connector. Wow.
Oh, Denise, please go on.
Oh, thanks, Wael. I was just going to say to Mindy, what you identified is that it sounds like we're living to our mission. Our mission is to identify, connect, support, and illuminate. We don't own what you all do once you connect and start to collaborate. We want to be the ones that are helping to generate that for you. Now, ideally, we'll have a structure where we can capture some of that. And that's where that developing impact network map will help us, where we start with people who are not connected. And over time, we begin to see how the connections form and deepen into true collaborations. And we'll be able to tell that story. But we're not going to own the greatness that you all do. We're going to help to amplify your ability to do so.
Yeah. And as you know, like, I just did a podcast that you went, oh my gosh, you guys connected. Well, we connected because of you. So, right. And so I've had several podcasts that have spun off of this, speaking engagements. Like, I'm not sure I could keep track. So
that's
great.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Very awesome.
Wael.
I think it's worth mentioning that whoever interacts with within this large group of HRC is not a random participant. They're all people who have a drive and who have an interest to work on bigger things. So when we have a Shine a Light event and there are a dozen or so participants, or 15 or 20 or 30, that probably has the same impact as several hundred participants who are just general public who may or may not care about the topic. And so making 2 or 3 connections in one meeting is worth a lot more than its face value. So I think that's one major advantage that you guys provide.
It's a good thing to keep in mind.
That's lovely. It affirms that we're doing what we intend to do, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right. So the other thing that we want to talk about in regards to Q1 and what has happened is talking a little bit about the membership and the platform highlights, so the digital space that we've created. So when we look at our growth in Q1. We started 2025 with 218 members. So we had done a lot of work in 2024, just laying a foundation. And at this stage, we have 281 members. So we did see growth, not as much as we had hoped in Q1, but we did see some good growth in that first quarter. And this growth is really, truly thanks to the energy and support of individuals such as each of you. Many people referred others to HRC, and we appreciate that. So you're showing up and inviting others and participating in the conversations. That matters, and we're grateful. We've also been expanding how people can engage in the digital platform. So that's going to be an ongoing, iterative, and emergent, as Paul would say if he was with us today, process for us. So in the platform, we have 2 access levels. The first is what we call the public space. And it, in essence, just offers a glimpse to what we're doing. It offers some public events and content, and we're seeking to put inspirative content out there, so helping people to engage. And the network member lobby is actually where a lot of the value of membership comes. And so in that, those are the individuals who can be part of the Impact Network map and come to those special events where we're looking at it and they're helping us to create it. We also have other member-only events, one that's going to start this quarter that Dawn will mention in just a few minutes. But then we've got individuals who are in that space can have what we call a Ruckus Maker profile. And so that is if you're actively working on something, we have a profile that is more than just your profile as a member. And the other thing that it enables us to do is we are purposely seeking on LinkedIn and other spaces where you may be sharing content to find where you're giving voice and share that there in the comments. So it's a post that we comment on and keep shining a light on what you're doing. So as we can find that and or you share it with us, we add that to that profile. And then, of course, the other big value is that network members who are active on the platform can be a part of those Shine a Light events. And of course, the video that we create and all of that you can share in whatever manner you'd like. So these are some of the tools that we've created, and there are other tools and features that we're working to build to add value to that network member space. If you're not yet a member of either the public or the network member lobbies, I'll share a link and we welcome you to join us, of course. If you have questions, you want to explore a little bit more about what that is, please reach out. I'm always happy to have a conversation with people or to have you come to, we do onboarding events. You can show up as a guest to one of those events where you can see what the platform looks like. So we'll do that for you. So let me just drop this into the chat real quick before I go to the next piece. So if you're not currently a member and you're interested, there's a link. So the other thing is we ran a challenge in December and we had some really good feedback about that. It's kind of a lighthearted way to help members learn about the site, but also to connect with each other. And as you accomplish the challenges, you earn badges and get recognized for that. So some of those challenges are if you share a post or you RSVP to an event or you complete your profile. And so that was a fun activity to do in December. So now we're going to start talking about what's coming in quarter 2. And so I'm going to keep going because we just launched another challenge. So if you've been in the space today, yesterday was the announcement post and today was the first challenge. So if you haven't been out there yet, just know that there's a challenge out there and we'll go for 4 weeks. We'll be dropping a challenge on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday each week. And the details about that are in the platform. And the purpose of this challenge, it's really similar to the one we ran in December. It's to help people engage with the platform. There is so much you can do on that platform that you may not know. And so we want to make sure that we're helping people learn how to engage with the platform and with those who are on the platform. And it's an invitation to you if you haven't been in the platform for a while, if you are a member and you haven't been out there, to come back in and see what's happened since you've been gone. And of course, we welcome anybody who's not yet a member to become a member and engage with that challenge. But the challenge is really for all of us. It's that fun way of engaging, exploring the platform. And what we really want is people to begin to feel a sense of belonging there, that you're finding your people, you're having some really good conversations, either in posts or through direct messages and one-on-one conversations that you're having not directly in the platform. With this challenge, just like with the first one, you'll earn badges. And it's not just for the sake of gamification, but it's for recognition that and celebrating you, that you're showing up, you're learning, and you're contributing to the platform and our development as we go. Dawn, I'll pass it over to you again.
All right. So a little preview of what's coming next. On April 17th, you can join us for How the Hell Did We Get Here? Healthcare at a Crisis Point.
It's hard for Dawn to say that.
It's really hard for me to say that. My mama taught me not to say that word. So we spelled it out differently in our posts, but I had to say it today. This is really going to be a thought-provoking panel discussion. We'll explore the historical decisions and power dynamics that shaped our current healthcare system. Our panelists include healthcare entrepreneur Emily Peters. She is the author of Artists Remaking Medicine. So for a really different perspective, we have someone in that space. Michael Millinson is author of Demanding Medical Excellence, Doctors and Accountability in the Information Age. He is more of a quality and patient safety expert. And then healthcare futurist and prolific writer and policy expert, Jeff Goldsmith. So far, we have 179 registered for this event. And I can tell you, we generally get these panelists together to have a conversation ahead of time so we get a better idea of, what they'll say. And we had such a robust conversation with these three while planning for this April event that we invited them for a second conversation. And so on May 28th, hopefully, I just had another email from Jeff, but hopefully May 28th will stand. We will have a follow-up event discussing the idea of a local versus a national solution to the healthcare crisis. So I think you'll find both of these discussions fascinating and you won't want to miss them. April 22nd is our next Shine a Light event. We do have room, as I mentioned, for one more guest. If you're interested in being involved in this opportunity, we're looking for network members who are active on the platform to shine a light on their work. And you've heard what Wael thought about that. So hopefully that we get one more Shine a Light guest for that. We have a new weekly event that Denise talked about briefly, and that is designed to give more opportunity for our network members to connect and deepen their relationships. It will be held on Fridays, and those who show up will be determining how we engage. You're familiar with the conversations that we have often at the end of our events. Well, we can either have those network conversations kind of flipping quickly from one group to another, or we will do something that's called open space, where we decide some topics and jump into conversations on particular topics. We call this our Ruckus Exchange. So new event weekly on Fridays coming up. And then on May 30th, we will intentionally be cultivating our connections with David Westerland, who is a skilled liberating structures facilitator. We believe impact networks grow at the speed of trust, and David will engage us in and teach us some techniques to deepen relationships with each other. So, enough talking at you. We want to hear more from you. We're about to go, I was going to say we're about to go into breakouts, but we really don't have enough for breakouts. We have a couple of questions that we would like to pose to you and just kind of pass around the talking piece, so to speak, and get some input from each of you. So I'm going to pass it over to Denise for our first question.
Thank you. And first, I want to acknowledge, Valerie, thank you so much for sending me a text message that you're in the waiting room and nobody's seeing you. We've been so busy talking that I missed that.
I figured it's all good, all within good context and conversation, I'm sure.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So where we really want to take some time to learn from you how we can enhance the work that we're doing, because what we're doing is all about you. We are doing this for you. And of course, it's for the development, the reinvention of healthcare, but ultimately it first starts with you. So we are starting with the first question. And as Dawn said, we're not going to go into breakout rooms. This is perfect. We've got a beautiful size for this conversation. So as we look ahead to the next quarter, one of our key focus areas is making sure that that digital space that we've created, the HRC platform, really works for you. We build and deepen relationships during live events like this one, of course, and that's why we do so many events. One, we love them, and it's your ability to connect. But we also can build and deepen relationships or gain awareness of people in those quieter, asynchronous methods on the platform. And so we need to learn from you how we might continue to do that, or not just continue, but enhance how we do that on the digital platform. To help guide this discussion, we're going to ask you a question, and then Dawn and Jennifer and I will listen. We might prompt you with some additional, can you tell us more? But we really want to hear from you. And so that question is, what makes a digital space engaging and valuable to you? So think about other digital spaces you might be a part of where you continuously go back to it, whether you go back daily, weekly, monthly, but what draws you back and then has you doing more than just looking around, you're actually engaging on the platform. What you share will help us to build or enhance what we've already done. And so we'd love to hear from you. So again, that question, what makes a digital space, so any space that you've been to, make it engaging and valuable to you? And we'll just be quiet and listen to you.
Go ahead, Wael.
I think I'm someone who avoids being for too long on in the digital space as much as I can, because my work forces me to be there for some things.
Mm.
And what makes a network valuable to me is the network being focused on a mission.
Mm.
So, for example, I was on Facebook and Twitter before it was X, and I was on LinkedIn and a couple others. Not to undermine any of those networks, but Facebook and Twitter, for example, got too varied and too random for me to be useful. And I wasn't there to catch up on social stuff. I was there for specific things related to work and all that. So I dropped off. LinkedIn is a nice happy medium where you can follow some other people and see some other related content. But I'm there, for example, to share my research, to connect with professionals, to do things that fall within a certain circle of topics. With the network within HRC, I think it's even better, because now you have people who all have a more or less a similar goal in different lanes, but there's a similar end goal or a similar concept that's at play, where interactions there are rarely unuseful. There's always something. If you interact with somebody, it's for a good reason, and you get something valuable out of the interaction. It's not. I'm not 1 minute looking at the news and then another minute looking at stocks and then I'm looking at medicine. To me, I think it's just not a good use of the time that is being spent on social networks in general. Mm. But we also have to keep in mind that different people want different things from these networks. And for some, it's just the ability to be there and to browse things that are happening and to, learn more about things that may or may not relate to what they do on a daily basis. For me personally, I think this network particularly is more of a network of professionals aiming to improve, enhance, innovate, and all that. Mm-hmm. So I like the fact that it's more of a large focus group, if you will. And that, to me, would make it engaging. Now, the issue becomes, how do you draw people in to use that network, given all the other distractors that are available? And that's a tough one. Mm-hmm. If we can find a way to kind of integrate this network with what they do on other networks. So for example, if we go back and forth between HRC and LinkedIn, or we kind of link posts between here and there and say, for more on this, click this, you go to the HRC network. And within the HRC network, if you want to post this to your LinkedIn profile, click here and go there. Just a way to kind of facilitate some connections that mean more to the people, because someone might be on LinkedIn, someone might be on another different network, and they would be also interested in sharing there. And I realize it's a large goal, but it's one way I think it would be even more helpful.
Yeah, and while that is actually possible, so I'm glad that you said that. We'll dive into that better in Q2. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Might have been what Wael said, and I just don't know, because the reason I also really hate interacting with, I use LinkedIn a lot, mostly because that's how I get connected with people.
Mhm.
And it's all private. It's not, I hate putting stuff on LinkedIn where the world sees it, because that makes me uncomfortable. And I probably would do something similar with HRC. But what I was just thinking is, as you were talking, is that I look at my LinkedIn, I look at Facebook every day for birthdays, and I looked at LinkedIn every day, but it's on my phone. And I'm wondering if, and it may be possible today, I have no idea, because I'm technologically not, if it was on my phone, I might check it today and see. It is on my phone.
It can be.
It can be.
Let me show
Okay,
you.
Jennifer, you'll have to show me.
Yeah.
I am just not.
I'm glad you asked that. Let me share. So when you're out here, Mindy, and you go up to your profile,
Yeah.
it's here somewhere. I know it's here somewhere. Sorry. There it is. Download the app. So let's go there again. So go up to your face, go personal settings, download the app. There's the QR. And so just point your camera out there. That will get you to the link, and then you just log in.
You can even point your camera right now at that.
But yeah.
And it'll ask you to log in.
That will make this whole meeting worthwhile. Okay, so let me see if I can do it.
To do it?
Open an app store. Getting there.
And Denise, this is for the Mighty Network app,
Yeah,
right?
it says Mighty Networks. Is that it?
That's Mighty Networks, and then you sign in, and you'll get to our.
I'm glad we're doing this, because I would have quit right there. All right, so Mighty Networks, and
it's going to ask you for your user ID, which is your email.
Okay.
And then the password that you've used.
Oh, it's not even asking me that. It's just telling me to double click.
Oh.
Well, that's just to install it, though, right?
Oh, I haven't gotten far enough. Okay, hang on. Jennifer, don't laugh at me. I said to you I needed a private tutorial.
No, that's fine.
You
I
stayed
think
right
we all
here.
do sometimes.
And we've met because of breakout rooms. Comfortable enough that I could tell her I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm putting in my name and my email. I feel bad that I'm holding everybody up. Are you all doing this too?
We've all been there.
Oh. Oh, my password. Let's hope this is it. All right. Please talk amongst yourselves.
Well, yeah, let's other feedback that individuals might have.
I just want to say that I don't remember how I got connected with this to begin with. I don't know if someone sent me an email or I just saw it somewhere. But for me, it's been an amazing way to be able to get connected with people who actually have the passion to do something that others think isn't important or that you can't do in our society. And, I used to think that because I didn't have degrees like all the other leaders seem to have, that put me in a tough place to try to rationalize anything that I was doing when it was actually working. And I don't know if I'm making any sense, but for me, it's been important to recognize that it really doesn't matter how many degrees each of us have. Life experience that you have doing some of the things that you've been taught to do, there's nothing like it.
Mm.
I've run into people that know my background and know what I started when I was 55, and they've written magazine articles about it because you have to get to a place in life where if you truly feel in your gut and in your heart that you recognize something that can help, you have to be willing to take that risk to go out there. And that's been hard for me because I grew up in a different world, and where unless you had, like, two of my sons are doctors, even I have to remind them that I put my pants on the same way they do every day.
You know,
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that that's one of the things that Dawn and Paul and I talk about often is there tends to be, especially like on LinkedIn, there are the influencers, the people whose voice tends to be the loudest because of degrees or their experience or whom they know. But we want to equalize voices because very often those whose voice doesn't get heard has something really important to contribute. And so that's where we want this network to be able to raise up all voices.
And that definitely has been something I really wasn't expecting, but has happened here. I've had many conversations with people who, you know, have a lot of specialized degrees, and I'm sure that is, they've learned so much through all of that. But I've learned similar things that are just as important just by doing it. Not, you know, when you think that you realize something, don't be afraid to try it, you know. And I can't say I wasn't scared to death. It was my whole life I was putting on the line, sort of. But I had gotten so much passion from watching my mom be abused and not being able to do anything about it. I can't tell you how many times people in the know in these places said to me, "What do you know? You're a barbecued rib salesman."
Yeah. You know, and I like that you identified that, Judy, because one of the elements in the support piece that we're wanting to do is in part help people to have that confidence or that to ease the way to do what they envision doing. Because you can hold yourself back because there's a lot of different hats you have to wear when you're opening a business, or it can be challenging to put yourself out there in any way. And so how can we help to ease the way through that connected network, whether it's collaborations or it's others who have ways of supporting you as you want to move forward?
Yeah. And as a lot of it has had to do with me and the way I grew up in a dysfunctional atmosphere and being told that you're never going to make anything, that, you know, you don't know what you're talking about. And then when I got so passionate about the thing with my mom and I couldn't change it, and everybody said, not everybody, but a lot of the people said, "You don't know what you're talking about." Yep. You know, and I understand now that through this group, I've had many side conversations with different people that have all the degrees and all this stuff. And what they want to know, they've learned things that they need to do, but they haven't had the opportunity to do it. And that's what they tell me. That's what I have to offer is it doesn't, like you said, Denise, it doesn't matter. At one point in life, it doesn't matter how many degrees you have. It's what you have been able to learn by doing it your way
Mm-hmm. Yep. You have lots to share. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to,
For me, this has been really helpful.
yeah, good, good. I'm going to risk, Valerie, asking you if you have anything to contribute because you've been with this community since the very beginning and you've seen the evolution over the years.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with the previous sentiment. If there is a way to cross collaborate, overlap a little bit with LinkedIn, because I do think a lot of us are active on there. I'm not active on many other social media sites. And in fact, in being part of some other groups that have done like the WhatsApp app and things like that, I actually turn off all my notifications on my phone. So I try not to be triggered if I don't have to be to engage too often. But I do think the reminder of Mighty Network was fantastic because I do think, in the same vein, the reality is we all have our mobile phones on us. And in fact, in that reminder, I did just try to log in. And Denise, I think it's my personal email, but it didn't send me a password update link. Like I said, I forgot, like I tried to log in. It said my password didn't work. So I don't know if that's the cross between PX community and healthcare reinvention collaborative. But anyway, we could talk about that offline and we can get me logged in. But I definitely think that magic happens with that sense of community. And I know you and I have had very robust conversation in regards to how can we better engage with different resources. And I think people often feel like their value is based on what resources do I have, whether that is knowledge, credential, expertise, something tangible, and what is the willingness of somebody to share, because oftentimes they feel that if I share this, then all of a sudden I, as an individual, no longer hold that value or that proprietary information, if you will. So if there's an easier way for us to share resources beyond, which I think are helpful, but beyond YouTube videos or regulatory things that we find online. I think more of that creativity, like back when we did the PX community and we got cohorts of people together to create resources, I found immense value in that. And let me tell you, I have and continue to use those videos that we've created over and over again, depending on the audience. And everybody that watches them is blown away and absolutely loves them. So I think if we collaborate in the community with our individual, and I'm just like air quoting here, our proprietary knowledge, right, to create something together and then invest that back into the community, I think that in of itself is really worth its weight in gold, because then it's something that we've created together. And now because we've created it together, we want to share it out. And then kind of like what you used to do where you made like a white label version or you may put somebody's organization name on it. Now it's really gaining traction, right? But I also recognize the fact that we probably had the same people in almost every cohort. So I do recognize that that might be a challenge because I think obviously people need the time to do it. But at the end of the day, you get the right people in the room and yeah, it might get a little messy, but I think we made it work. And I don't know if that is something that is continuing to happen, but I would love to see that.
Thank you, Valerie. Yeah, we did a number of cohorts and created quite a bit. You're right. It was the same people tended to be in those cohorts. We were also a lot smaller at that time. Yeah.
Right. So, maybe, not every healthcare reinvention collaborative meeting I've been on thus far, I feel like you get a great audience. So, maybe with other like-minded people and many more of them, maybe that's something that we pick back up.
Yeah. I like that. I put into the chat, you used your Agilon email for signing in. Yep.
All right. Let me try that. Thanks again.
Dawn, should we move to the second question?
I think so. Yeah. Let me bring it back up here. All right.
I'll make a comment to your first question.
Oh, good. Yes, please.
So this is my first time attending, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave soon. But I will say that one of the things that I find engaging is when there is some type of search so that I can put in a keyword and find exactly what I'm looking for. Because I spend a lot of time in my car, I do like having the ability to listen to content versus having to always read it. I enjoy reading too. So I think if there is a mixture of how content is presented so that if you're on a trip, you can listen, or if you are stationary, you could read. And then again, the ability to put in a keyword so I can find a topic that might be more relatable to something I'm working on.
Yeah, yeah. And Iris, there is the ability to do that. Should I show real quick?
Sure. Yeah, I haven't been to the website, so I'm unfamiliar with it.
Okay, well, let me share really quick. So when you're on the platform, there's a search bar right up here. And so if you click in this, you can put in anything you might like. So I'm going to put in TED because I know we have a number of TED Talks. And so it will search. So I am currently in the Your Update. So it's going to search across any of the spaces. So you're going to see all of these different TED Talks come up. And so you can also come in here. I'm going to put myself someplace else to show you how it can fail. So I'm in the Pulse. And when I put in communication, if I can spell, you're going to see that some things come up, but I can tell you, gosh, I'm not seeing what I expected to find. But when I look here, it's telling me you're only in this space. So if I X that out, it's going to now look across all of the spaces. And now I know, for example, that in the PX community connected space, we have a lot of stuff about communication. And so that's what I'm starting to see here. So there is the ability to do keyword searches in the platform, and you can either go across the entire platform or within specific spaces.
One other question is one of the links that is in the chat now, does it take you to where you were? Does it take you to the platform?
There is a link in here, yes, that takes you to the landing page. I'm looking here. Yes, this one. Let me put it again so you've got the right one in the. And so this will take you to the landing page, Iris, of the platform. And then you can see there's a join button and you'll see the options for joining. And then Iris, I'll send you a one-on-one email as well. I can send you a link and we can have a conversation. I can show you around the platform so you get a little bit of an overview of what we've got out there as well.
Perfect, because on my side, it's just spinning. So for some reason, I can't right now, but that's okay. I'll look forward to the email and
I'll
the
follow up.
My apologies, but I do need to drop.
I'm so glad you joined us, Iris. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks for speaking up, Iris.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
So the second prompt for discussion has to do with our mission. And as you all know, our mission is to identify, connect, and illuminate the people and efforts working to transform healthcare. And so, what we want to ask now is, we have the map, we have the digital platform. Those are tools that we have. Those aren't enough. For our next discussion, in our effort to identify, connect, and illuminate, how can we best or better serve you? What would make this community even more valuable or supportive for you? We're listening to what you have to say in response to that. Go ahead. Oh, I thought I heard somebody raise their hand.
I don't quite understand it. That's why.
Okay. Well, I'll just say it a little differently. So, given our mission to identify, connect, support, and illuminate you, as ruckus makers, how can we better serve you? We've got the digital platform, we've got the map, but how else can we better serve you? Or perhaps it's with those two. But what else are you looking for? Wael, did you want to take a stab at that?
I think the map is a very powerful structure that is naturally underutilized because it's new, because people have other things that they're engaging, and it's sometimes it would feel like it's just another thing that I have to pay attention to. But the way it forms and highlights connections between people based on things that they have in common or things that they are working on together is powerful. And to utilize that a little bit better, I think it's as a tool, it's really good. And before I think about creating a newer tool, I would want to maximize the benefit from this one because this is such a distinguishing feature. especially in the line of work that we're trying to do. So maybe if we can make it more interactive rather than passive, you might get more use out of it and more benefit to the people. In a way, for example, if it can send, and at the risk of flooding people with notifications, you want to try to highlight certain connections between people that they wouldn't have seen otherwise. Say, for example, you're working on this. These three people are working on similar things. If you're interested, just send them a ping on here. But you don't want it as more people join, this might get busy. So you wanted to maybe send a weekly digest of, by the way, these people are working on things that are close to what you're doing. If interested, here's a link to each one of them. Click here, send them a message, set up a time to talk, something of the sort. I'm still thinking of the logistics of it, but the idea is to foster connections through that network a little bit more actively.
You know, Wael, I love that you say that because that is something that we're exploring. So we are working on that. The other thing that we're looking at is we have the ability for people to flag in their profile. They're called custom profiles. So we can add a custom field where people can say, yes, I opt in, or no, I opt out. So if they opt in, then that opens us up to that ability to now send them that type of communication.
And they can select the frequency of notifications.
Right.
Because it's the strength of this network is in the connections the members make. And the more we can focus on that, the more impact we can get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
One other quick
I know I mentioned, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go.
I just say, Denise, obviously, I know I mentioned it before, but in like co-creating together, I think that's also a great way to just get to know each other also. And then not sure if the map has a way to not just connect those people together, but also show that, you know, this group of individuals created this. So that way, if somebody else is interested, they're like, oh, those are the people I should reach out to if I too want to create something like that and make my own resource. I think that would be beneficial because then you could also lean in on people's strengths or something that you yourself want to learn and grow and use, right? Like, you know, how like I would maybe write the script, but then you would put it together on Canva or all those awesome software platforms that you know how to use. Stuff like that. Like I would, if I have the time, I would love to eventually learn how to do that myself. So I think maybe others could benefit from that as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Wael, did you have something to add?
Still mulling the thought, but
okay.
we have AI generated prompts built into the profiles. When you look for someone else, it will automatically tell you two work on similar things.
That's right.
Do you guys program the AI or is it a set functionality?
That's Mighty Network that does that. The nice thing though, Wael, they've added those custom profile feeds. So we can create as many of those custom profile feeds as we want. And each of those that we add and people answer will contribute to that shared similarities, actually giving better insight.
Because I was thinking how we can make more use of that function and have when something like that can be generated, have the AI actually generate it for everybody across the entire network. And just start sending icebreakers to people. Why don't you reach out to this person to do this or that? It will kind of nudge people to make the connection where they see value. But that's not an HRC thing. It's the way it's structured. It's a Mighty Networks thing.
It is, and we can download the custom profile fields so we would know those insights, and from that we can create our own AI generated insights and use that. So I think it's a yes, and they might not be able to do it, but we're going to be able to have the data that we could then do
you have what you need to do it. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's good. Okay, Dawn, I think we got quiet.
I think we did.
I have to tell you, I've gotten quiet because I just keep finding more feature. I have to admit, I hardly ever interacted with the platform. And now I can't stop looking at
good.
things like Like I just learned, I think if I didn't do it yet, but I think like if I, after we got off of this, said, I want to talk to Judy more, I can connect with Judy there. I don't have to go through LinkedIn. Like
That's
I can
right.
sit there
Right.
and send
Yes.
Judy a message.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
like, I am so excited. Thank you.
Oh, good.
A new toy.
That's great.
Great.
Oh,
All right. Well, so I think it's yours next, Denise.
yeah, I'm looking where are we at. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
think
so
we're
it's the
down to
close.
120.
My
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So so thank you each of you for being here. I know it's a small group, but the nice thing with small groups is we can really be open and build relationships. So if you haven't all met, hopefully you've had that opportunity to get to know a little bit about each other through what you've shared, and hopefully you'll make other connections and follow up afterwards. But you shared your time and your ideas, which is invaluable to us. We really appreciate it. As we said in the beginning, this community exists because of you. Everything that we're doing is to shine a light on you and help you to do what it is that you're seeking to do in your contribution towards reinventing our healthcare system. If you're, well, no, I think all of you are members, so I won't say that. If you're not a member, it's a perfect time. You are members. Awesome. So we do have that challenge, that next challenge underway. So I hope that you'll get out there. Mindy, you might find that the first challenge that launched today, your bio and your mini bio, you may not have done yet. So go ahead and get out there and get that badge for doing so. It also helps people to see a little bit more about who you are. We do have events coming up that we're really excited about, of course. So Shine a Light series, we do have open slots for April, May, and June. So if you are interested in having that 10-minute shine a light on you, we would love to be able to do that. Wael, we really special thanks to you for joining us today and sharing how that went for you and the value that you got from it.
Sign me up for all of them.
Excellent. So yeah, let's continue to co-create in this network together. Mindy, I hope now that you have it on your phone, you'll be out there often. That would be great. Stay connected with each other as well as with the full network. Reach out if you need anything. And really, more importantly, what we want you to remember is you're not alone. We want you to feel that sense of belonging because you're part of the network, and that you are growing, and what you're seeking individually to do is strengthened because of your connection with us. And then we want to end with a quote. It's probably one that you all know very well, but it's one that we love. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, that's the only thing that ever has. And that's Margaret Mead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Or is it
Denise?
Mother Teresa? Yeah.
No, Margaret Mead.
Okay.
Denise, I just want to give you one big shout out. There is another organization that does similar work, and I think all of us are probably aware, especially in the patient experience space. And I have to give you huge kudos, because even leaders in that other space, when I've reached out to them, whether it's through email or LinkedIn or through whatever the formal avenue is that they have decided they should be contacted by, it falls short. And I get ghosted, and I don't feel included. I don't feel I belong. I feel like I'm not part of whatever they're creating. And it leaves me feeling like, what did I do wrong? Or why are they not responding to me? And I just wanted to give you a ton of kudos, because even in you running this meeting, right, I can send you a text and you're like, oh, thank you so much, right? You're so humble. You're so reliable. You're so on it. And if not for you, then, where would we all be? So huge kudos and shout out to you. And I'm very grateful and thankful.
Oh, thank you, Valerie. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
It's the truth. You know me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm going to let you know.
You will give honest feedback. Yes, I do know that very well.
Absolutely. Look at how far you've come. I mean, you're asking us, what more do we need? But just stop for a moment, to all of you that, well, the two of you and everybody else who's not here that's been a part of that. But think about how far you guys have come. From just an idea, pulling a few people together, to this whole real organized network and website, and a website on my phone. And, like, seriously, it's very impressive. Very
Thank
impressive.
you.
And now get together every Friday. I mean, very impressive. So kudos to the whole team that has
Yeah.
done
Thank
so
you.
much.
You guys
Thank you.
are amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know, we really live by that 1% better model, right? It's slow and steady and just keep trying to improve and learn and go forward, because we'll get to that tipping point, but we'll only do so if we do so together.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So we're actually ending a little bit early. So I am happy to stay. If you haven't met everybody on the call and you would like to spend some time doing so, I'm here. So as long as there's faces.
Thank you. I do have to hop off.
Sure.
But I appreciate
Thanks,
meeting you
Wael.
all.
Take
Thanks
care.
again.
Nice to
Wael.
meet you. You're the only person I haven't met before, so good to meet you
Of course.
We're connected now.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
He said,
said
we're
you're connected now.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
connected now. Yes, yes, we're connected now. Very
Yeah.
good. All
All right,
righty.
thank you all.
Bye,
And
everyone.
Valerie had to jump as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead as well too.
All
but
right.
good to
Thanks
see
for
you
joining
all.
us, Mindy.
So
All right.
good to see you, Judy, Jennifer.
Yep.
I need
All
to go
right.
too.
Okay. Well, there we go. We're done.
Bye.
Thank you for joining. Bye, Judy.